All right, we're going to be going over a gap day. This is going to be for 7/31 of 2025. So just diving right in here, you can see that we've had some consolidation in this area. This is going to be all-time highs. We have a gap up in the overnight session. This is again is all-time highs. All-time highs are usually not made in the overnight session, so that's a point that we need to make moving forward. Is this high, either this session or in the coming session, is likely to be taken out. The things that we have going against us is this prior day was a Fed move. We do have positive earnings that caused price to go up higher in the overnight session, but this move right here, this aggressive move down and then retracement back, was a Fed day announcement. Um, and that's important to know going into the session because those emotional moves have a tendency to retrace. So that's a knock against potentially going long in the session. Um, we do have a large gap, which has lower odds of the entire gap being filled. Having that said, most of the distribution is in this upper half, upper third, and we're opening about halfway through that. So that's not a good sign. It's not a good sign that we're opening up about halfway. The gap ends up only being about 15 points, which is not a crazy amount. So yeah, let's dive right into the day and see how it unfolds. So with the gap rules, what I'm going to be doing is waiting for that um, first blue or Heikin-Ashi candle. So you can see right here, we are right into the mix. So this is 836, came right down to prior day high. Just waiting for my first blue candle to go long. See, we got through settlement. So it looks like we're going to be getting a blue candle right here. So just where we're at so far, A period had a lot of selling coming all the way down. Past settlement, that's not a good sign that we got deep into past settlement. A good gap day, breakout would not get past prior day high or not even get to prior day high. But this going to settlement is not a good sign. So let's take a look and see what happens here. A lot of volume at the open. Kind of a mixed bag of that belongs to the longs there. That's a lot of volume. Came down and right back up. And we've been going sideways on this move. So that's looking good for this long right here. Hit play. All right, we're going to go long 3. And we'll see what happens. I think the first one could be an A period, or right at the open, which is what? 47, 6 points. No, that's going to be higher. So let's just see what happens here. Price gets up to VWAP. A period. Now we have B period. You're going to make sure to separate this. Check this out. It's going, it's going, it's going. Here's our stop loss below here. B period. Let's see if we can break through that A period high. This is set on 2 ticks, so this is four ticks right here, so that is technically excess. B period having a lot of trouble getting above VWAP, which is not good. Not a good sign for the trade. And the fact that what we do have in our favor was the fact that A period got so much higher after we came down, right? So this move right here, that is a good sign for the trade, but not a good sign is the fact that we didn't break through A period high when we were up there. Just waiting to see what happens here. So in this B period, B period being inside of A, again, that is not a good sign either. And then we're about to make a poor low right here. And we're going to take that out. So not looking good for the trade. At this point, we have broken one time framing. We're headed back down. This should have broken out. And once you get better with the trade management, I think these are the things that you can get out of the trade beforehand rather than let it hitting your stop loss. At least one of the contracts, you know, because your odds here after you break one time frame are not good, especially when you have technically some excess above here. And if we go back and look at the delta here, this is not really telling us much except for longs are winning on the day, which is clearly, I guess, incorrect. We're going to be leaning mostly on the market profile concepts and then just seeing what delta looks like if it's going to help. So let's continue this trade. Stop loss gets taken out. Now we're going through. Now we're taking a look at, okay, we have filled the gap. Are we going to be going lower? Filling the full gap is bearish. Coming below it is going to be, filling the full gap is bullish. Coming below that is going to be more bearish. Okay, so now we are stocking shorts since we are below the settlement price and we're just waiting for a pullback. All right, here's our pullback. 37 seconds left. I'm going to hit short right here in this bar. So this is what we have going for us. I'm going to get into this trade. You've got one time framing pretty much, down. We are below the settlement. We closed the full gap, and it just doesn't look like we're going to be going higher based on the market profile and the concepts that we all know and love, right? And let me see, it's overnight low, point control. Okay. Let's just see where price takes us here. Come on. So because we failed going up right here, I'm going to be more liberal with my trade management on this. So let's sell. Back. And where's the start of the retracement for the Fed day? Well, way down there. That doesn't really tell us much. Trying to figure out another place to put my stop loss. Or my take profits, I should say. That's 19, 14, so... All right. Let's just see what happens. See if we can take that point of control. Move this down. So we took the point of control. Man, I should really lock in one right here. Yeah. Lock in one. So now we have two left. And let's see what happens. Two. Bring her down, bring her down, bring her down. Okay. Yeah, we're going to use market profile to dictate the rest of the trades management here. So D period, we're looking to find out if price is going to break through D period. Man, this is a price fallen. Okay. D period. Watching my delta right here, it's staying pretty steady. This is not really telling us anything except for maybe expect chop. But again, I'm going to be leaning mostly on the market profile concept. So we are one time framing down at this point. Okay. And what I'd really like to see, don't break D period. That D period high is going to, that's where I got in. This is my stop loss. Right above that's going to get hit. Yeah. Wow. We are flirting with that level. Well, hold on. Let's just take a look here. That's my above that. If we give it some time to go, I'm going to move it up just a little bit here. Still might be taken out. You never know. All right, still it's taken out. So it's 10:59. That's the last trade we're going to do. Down 50 points. It's not ideal. That's not ideal. We tried to play both directions here, and just to recap, kind of what we were looking at in the beginning. From the market profile standpoint. Okay. Going back to the things that we had going against us. So again, we had this big rally in the overnight session on positive earnings, and then we retraced a lot of that, opening up in the middle of the range in the overnight. So that had a few things to do with why we didn't continue higher today. What we had in our favor was the overnight high needing to be taken out. We'll anticipate that being taken out in later sessions. Another thing that we had going against us was right when we broke through prior day high, we broke through the settlement as well. So if there was more buying right here, then it wouldn't have gone through. So that's something to maybe note, to track, to find out how successful these moves were that bounced right off prior day high, or how unsuccessful they were if we got into the settlement price. So those are the main things that we had going against us. Price moving around the open let us know that we should expect chop that day. That was another thing that we had going against us. What else here? Not going to win all of them. That's why we do these, to try to monitor exactly what we're looking at. The delta didn't help at all throughout the day. So just to recap what that looked like, let's take a look at the entire price action of the day right here. Price action for delta. So you can see delta is moving up most of the day. Price is moving down. I mean, there's definitely something there. It's just with these market profile concepts, man, moving down, moving down, moving down, taking that short. Yeah, I mean, that is something that I'm realizing that I need to track looking through this, is that this delta going sideways, what happens during the trade is going to be just as important as what happens before the trade and during, right? Not after. After doesn't matter, but before and during is almost as equally as important when we're going to be using the market profile to help us with our trade management. And one of the things that we can also track is this delta right here. So if I went short right here with all the other pieces of confluence that I had, and it didn't work out, then I can come down and take a look and see what delta was doing. In order for this to move down, you want to see volume and delta go negative, and it just wasn't. So it's not. You might not have been able to miss out on this trade or not take the trade, but during the trade, if this is not falling, the probability of the trade working out is decreasing. So anyway, that's just another example.